So it's been a super long time. I mean, a long time. I haven't seen you guys in like 7 months or more, maybe. I'm not sure. Lost track of time. But it's been a long time. Whole lot's happened. I'm sure a lot's happened for you too. So let's get to it. It's time for Grace Points. So I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to learn all of my lessons the hard way. I try and push and go and do, and I learn the hard way that you gotta let go. A few months ago, back in August of last year, I wound up in the ICU in the hospital. New diagnosis, laying on my back, praying that God would save my life. And I learned then that I can preach about it, and I can talk about it, and I can sing about it, and I can do all that great stuff. But unless I actually trust God, it is worth nothing. I had this naive idea that there was some virtue in burning the candle at both ends and doing everything for everybody all the time. And Robin, my wife, she hates it when I say this, but I would always say, I got to do what I got to do. And the reality was, I really didn't have to do everything that I'd been doing. I've been pastoring now for 22 years. I'm going to be 44 this year. 22 years. And I had never taken a vacation other than the week that we took off to get married. Never took one. Just kept preaching and doing and preaching and doing. And eventually I hit a wall. But you know what? I didn't stop. I just kept grinding against the wall, trying to do more and more until my body said no more. So there I am in the hospital on my back, praying that God would spare my life. And I learned the hard way that I didn't trust God enough. I'd sing about it. I have whole sermons about it, but I didn't do it. Because see, trust requires 3 things. It requires obedience, surrender, and release. I thought I was pretty good at the obedience part. I was trying to do the right thing. I thought I was pretty good at surrender. Lord, have your way in my life. But release, not so much. Because see, release requires you to put ego aside and fear aside and let God have it. And I don't know about you, but there's a little bit of control freak in me that just didn't want to let go. I always kept doing what I had to do. And I would tell other people, trust God. And I learned that I wasn't trusting Him. I wasn't releasing everything to Him. Scripture tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. Well, I thought I was pretty good at doing the right thing and trying to let God have His way. But I wasn't releasing all of my work, all of my burdens, all of my cares, all of my worries. I wasn't releasing them to Him. The question is, what haven't you released to God? What is it in your life? I'm sure you're good at doing the right thing, but what is it in your life that you haven't given Him, that you haven't turned over? All the stress you're carrying, all of the weight, all of the burden, all of the care, what haven't you given Him? Because as Christians, we're supposed to be joyful, happy. And much of the time we can't be because we're carrying too much. So I've had a new diagnosis. I have new things I have to do to take care of my body. And believe me, I plan to do it. Because when my daughter Maya gets her first boyfriend, it's going to be a bad day for him because I'm going to be healthy as an ox. I'm staying around. And I hope you will too. So anyway, it's been good to get back together. I hope we can keep this up. I love Grace Points, and you guys are awesome. So let's keep it going. This is Grace Points. God bless you.